Hit it.
What up?
Was that too loud? Was that? Oh my god. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
god.
like what is that? We
Oh
haven't
my
been back
god.
in like 3 weeks, and this is how you make us start?
Well, it's all about first impressions,
We
kids.
haven't even gone to the dismount.
Yeah, I haven't even started insulting people. This got that got everybody in this. You're all. It just start bleeping, bleeping, bleeping.
I, I was like, should I just like swear after he does all that? But I'm like, no, no, no. I'll
First
try and
five
keep
minutes,
it clean.
baby. If we do
I'll
that,
try. I'll try. I'll
reduces
try.
our visibilities. They're trying to silence the black man and his white friend.
Oh man. So how's everything been, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, dude. I checked and we've been gone for about a month.
Yeah, it's been
But you know what it is?
What?
What's my rule? Whenever there's 5 Wednesdays in a month, we always skip one.
Yeah.
And we didn't in March. We did every week for 5 weeks straight. So we actually haven't even been gone a month. Well, we've been gone almost a month.
We've
The
been
last one was
gone. Yeah, we've been 3 weeks.
yeah.
Like
So
three full weeks.
yeah. So that's what it is. I feel like it's because we decided to do all 5 weeks in March, then everything kind of also, Jaws was away. For those of you who don't know, Jaws D went to Japan. Shout out, gang. That's so dope.
Yeah, can't wait to
So
see
he's
the
gonna be
shit
coming
that he
back.
gets.
I know he's gonna be coming back next week with a whole bunch of stories for us. But yeah, I mean, we just all kind of had crazy going on. I'm on the hiring committee for the radio station that I'm on the board for. So we had interviews last week. That was the reason I couldn't make it. And then just kind of
We
fell
lost
back.
power technically for one.
Yeah, there was an
There was
ice
the
storm. Yo, the fact
yeah,
that there was an ice storm in the
that's what
span.
stopped us. And I had the flu for a different week.
Yeah, exactly. So it really was like, oh, this is just the universe being like, y'all need to calm down with your hyphy selves and then get your back in order, and and here we are. Here we are, another episode. Since we did our last episode, I have gone deep into the ChapGPT world.
Oh boy,
deep into ChapGPT. I almost wish I had written a script. You know what? Let's write a script right now.
oh boy.
Let's write a script on ChapGPT. Do you guys want us to do this live?
Do you want to describe for those who might not know what you're talking about? What this is?
You know what? I'll let ChapGPT describe what it is. That's even crazier. That's the how do you not know what ChapGPT is by now? I'm not trying to be a jackass, but
straight up, I don't. But that's because I don't use fancy shit.
Get out of here!
I'm not fucking around. That was my smooth way of like trying to be like, I'm dumb about the topic. You should enlighten the viewer.
Oh my god, sir. Okay, so ChapGPT, and I'm just gonna move it over here. I'm gonna go full screen. Right. So ChapGPT. This is ChapGPT. These are all the different side conversations I've had with my ChapGPT. I've asked it different types of questions and stuff like that. But let's go over here. And so what's the subject we want to? What is ChapGPT? So what is ChapGPT? So you ask it, and then it does this, and it just answers the question. I am ChatGPT, a large language model trained by OpenAI based on GPT 3.5 architect. I'm designed to respond to natural language input from users and provide human-like conversation on a wide range of topics. My responses are generated using a combination of machine learning algorithms and statistical models trained on vast amounts of text data from the internet. I am able to understand and respond to a variety of questions and requests, from general knowledge inquiries to personalized recommendations and advice. So I actually had ChatGPT write a Shazam sequel with Black Adam in it. Hold on. I'll scroll up to the top to get that, because I had a whole other conversation with it in the meantime.
So this is you guys creating the brains of the machines. This is Skynet. What is happening right now?
Yeah.
This is
it.
Fucked up.
I'm not even mad at it though. I'm not.
You're not mad at it. You're literally contributing to
100%.
So wait, is it also
I'm
like
feeding the system?
But is this also like technically? Is it technically also like Google?
No, because
Like in the
Google
sense,
is a
like you,
search
yeah, but I mean, like if you ask a question to something that you don't like, example, I just asked a question to something I didn't know. Mind you, it was a description of the program, but
Mhm.
could you hypothetically say, like, what is the temperature in Bali right now? Would it be able to answer?
No.
Okay.
If you asked it what the temperature in Bali is, first of all, it only has information up until July 2021. It doesn't have information after July 2021. And secondly, if you ask it something like that, it will probably just it will tell you I'm an AI model with this limitation. And then on top of that, it will start explaining to you, you know, here are some resources where you can find that information. And it would send you to like Google and other places. But it itself would not be able to tell you the weather, nor would you want it to use it for that. Like, here, I'll show you what I used it for. So at one point, I was just like, yo, can you write me, and I'll show you. So I told it, let's see. Now write a 750 word essay on Marvel Comics. Right? So then it wrote this essay. Marvel Comics is one of the most popular and influential comic book publishers in the world. Founded in 1939 as Timely Comics, the company evolved over the years to become one of the most recognizable and beloved brands in pop culture. One of the key factors, blah, 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 blah. It does all that. I told it to write 750 words. It wrote 215. So I said, okay, so keep going. So then it wrote a longer one.
Oh boy.
And then I said, how many words was that? It said 386. Would you like me to keep going? Because it realized it's not doing what I asked it. I asked it to write 750. It wrote 386. So I said, yes. So then it goes, and I think I push it all the way to 450. Yeah, 439, I think, is the end. Then I asked it to combine the essay it wrote about DC Comics, because I asked it to write an essay about DC Comics earlier. I said, combine the two essays together, and it combined the essays together. And it created a really short one. So finally, I got it to write me a 457 word essay. And then I was like, expand on the essay. And then at its max, it gave me 618 word, a 618 word essay on DC and Marvel Comics. Then I said, please cite your sources for the essay. And it gave me a list of all the sources it used for the information.
That is. So is this for like lonely people?
No,
Like,
it's
like,
for,
what is this
dude,
for?
buddy. This is going to replace a whole bunch of different tasks that we have to do, automation and stuff like that. Like, I have to do stuff at work that I'm like, okay, I need to be able to do XYZ. I need to be able to put this column into this spreadsheet, do this thing, and do this thing. So I put the information into ChatGPT, and I'm just like, what's the most efficient way to do this, this, and this? And it'll give me the steps to do it the most efficiently. Dude, I asked it the other day, what's the best guac recipe that you know? Or what's the shortest guac recipe? Give me a guac recipe, 2 seconds. All the steps, everything to do, how many ingredients, how to do it in what order, all that stuff. Google will send me to a site with a recipe. ChatGPT gives me the recipe. That's what's different.
Fair.
So right now, as everyone's trying to be there, as they're trying to warn people, if you're not figuring out how to use ChatGPT in your job, someone else is and is going to figure it out without showing you how. So it's probably a good idea for people to figure out how they can incorporate this into their task and be ahead of it as opposed to behind it when they start making these changes. Same thing with the Google one, because Google has a ChatGPT like version called Bard.
I'm sorry, I got slightly distracted by that.
By what?
What's it called? Your helmet, which I think is a new addition. Your back square. Well, to me, it's your left. The other, yes.
No, that's been there for a while. That's been there for.
I generally haven't noticed it, and I was like, huh.
What's missing is the Batmobile's gone. That's what changed.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, there's something different about it,
yeah,
and I couldn't figure it out. Sorry.
Yeah, I took the Batmobile out. I love the Batmobile, obviously, but if anyone has been paying attention, I've added a lot more action figures to the mantle.
Yeah.
Like I have Static Shock, I have Falcon, Blue Marvel, I have a whole bunch of He-Man characters. I have He Who Remains. I have
nice.
Green Lantern. I got some pop figures. So I as much as I love the Batmobile being there, I also have the Deadpool with the blade and the gun and a Wolverine next to him. I love all these
that's
figures.
what that is? Because I couldn't tell if it looks like Wolverine's back of his head or something in the back.
Well, it's his side because he's like squaring up to go up against the Hulk. But ultimately, I have all these figures, and they were standing on top of the Batmobile, and I felt like I was disrespecting the Batmobile because the Batmobile is not a shelf; it's in Batmobile. So, put some respect on its name. It's not. You know it. You got to put some respect on its name. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna just have all these figures blocking the beauty that is the Batmobile. So a Batmobile is now in a better place. It's not going to be on the screen, but I get to see it whenever I go into my workout space.
That's awesome.
So it keeps me company when I do my workouts, my steps, and all that stuff.
You try to run as fast as the car. You have to keep up to the car.
Oh God, don't get me started on running on a treadmill. That is not easy.
It's not, and it's really I get nervous on those things. Both because I'm nervous, I'm gonna if you ever seen those fails, it's one thing you have to do with the jackass things where they're just completely stupid. If you see someone fail on that, it's not a fun thing to watch.
It's not fun. It's not fun at all.
It's not cool. You're not you see it happening. You're like, I am very much I'm sorry for you, but I'm so happy that I'm the one standing here.
Yeah.
Not to be rude to the person who's on the floor, but yeah.
Where's Skinny?
Huh?
Crazy. Okay, give me 1 second. I have a minor emergency. Can you carry for 1 second?
Of course. I'll just start talking about Bad Batch. So, hello world. Sorry for this inconvenience. And there he is. Thank you. I was about to try and figure out a slow pitch Bad Batch on my own. And I was there. I'm like, how am I going to expand this concept of that show I've talked for so long about? That I just want to recap the end of the season quick.
Actually, I would have liked to hear that. Hold on. Let me just.
Oh, you're such a jerk. Anyways, for those who are watching, Skinny just bounced again.
No, I'm still here. I was just listening.
But
what are you up to over here?
Nah, I was saying that Bad Batch, season 2, Bad Batch. At first, it was so disarrayed.
Yeah.
And then, by the time you get to the end, not only is it very you understand why they did it in the way that they did it.
Uh-huh.
And it's a semi-spoiler. I'm not going to say whom, but there's a death that happens, and you're like, I hope that's one of those Star Wars deaths where maybe this person could have fluke survived, but off screen.
Uh-huh.
When it happens, you're like, I'm a little annoyed. That wasn't needed. There was no need for this to happen, and it's not progressing my interest. It's hurting it that this has happened.
So you might as well just come out with and say who died.
Well, no, because I'm just saying because it's a character I liked, or actually a character that you through the season. You're like,
yeah,
he's a little chiller compared to the last season or whatever. And then boom, and you're like, kind of sucks. But again, it's also one of those Star Warsy deaths where you're like, he fell into a cloud. There's a chance that there's something under those clouds to save him, but there's also potentially just a spike that he went through. So you don't.
Wait, who died?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to say a spoiler-free thing of the ending of Bad Batch. It will set me.
What are you watching Bad Batch?
Bad Batch is good.
I haven't watched Bad Batch in a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I gotta talk to you about your lack of watching Atlanta and how we haven't had an epic talk about it because you don't watch it because you don't want it to end. Yet you're talking about Bad Batch.
I didn't watch Bad Batch either. That's what I just said.
Yeah, but you're like, I'll save the spoilers because I plan on actually watching it. Versus Atlanta, you're like, and I get it, nostalgia, but
no, he can by all means. If he was gonna spoil, I don't really care.
He wasn't going to. He really legit.
I don't know which character he's talking about. Skinny, real quick, what's your thoughts on ChapGPT?
Huh?
ChapGPT, Bard, AI, all those AI chat bots.
Shit's scary. Like the music shit? All of it?
Let's talk about the music stuff. That's fair. Let's talk about the music ones.
Well, and this is just a funny little haha, but in actuality, I'm kind of like, it's miffing me a lot because I don't want to cuss in the first 15 minutes, but it's miffing me. It's too late.
This bozo said the F word twice.
Oh, did he?
After 5?
No, you said it after 3 minutes.
Well, it's pissing me the hell off because, how are AI bots created by men who knows not a thing of music getting on by copying before I even get a placement with originality? That's what's messing me up.
Yeah, but they're doing this stuff, but the stuff they're doing isn't going anywhere. It's not
going anywhere, but
it's viral, but it's not like
their expertise / whoever programmed said thing, word will get out. They'll get a job in Silicon Valley. They're still gonna come up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. That's
someone's gonna come up off that. Versus
Yes.
So anybody who's been out here doing music, grinding, open mics, so on and so forth, writing songs for whomever, thinking that one song will get picked off, you're pissed.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm talking about songwriters specifically. Forget
but I would well, songwriting, I would say ChatGPT is a bigger threat for the songwriting than those AIs.
It's
Because
the same thing.
Remind me of ChatGPT.
One AI versus another.
So ChatGPT is the AI, the open AI natural language structure thing. I was just reading the description earlier to Dave because he'd for some reason had not heard of it. I was like, how are you not hearing about ChatGPT? Everyone and their cousin is using it.
Purposely staying away from a lot of knowing what the AI things are, just so when they all come together and doing their thing. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying when it all comes down, I have 4 words that everyone should live by: kill it with fire. That's all I'm saying.
I've been using ChatGPT for personal stuff. I've been using ChatGPT for work stuff. I wrote an email to a client with ChatGPT the other day because I was just like, yo, I can't be bothered to reply to this client. So I just told ChatGPT, write me a nice reply for this client. Here's their email. And then it just wrote me and I just sent that. I'm telling you.
Read the email.
I read the email.
Did ChatGPT?
You're using it like a personal assistant. Fuck.
Yes, you should.
No.
Make it a personal assistant.
Brian's like, I'm not gonna live long enough, or I'll be too old to care when they finally turn on us.
No, I want the singularity. I've been saying forever I want the singularity. Everyone else is afraid of the singularity. Robots, I have no fear of the singularity.
You know why I don't want singularity?
Let's do this.
Because in every situation where singularity has to be stopped by man, it's always like a Will Smith ass motherfucker. And I don't want Will Smith thinking about, you motherfuckers need me now.
I mean, like, he did have the balls to go up and slap Chris. Right?
So
he's gonna have the balls to go and slap the robot. He made a movie about it. He's gonna just live out his fantasy of his movie.
This guy's made the most nowhere futuristic movies. You think he does?
He's gonna iRobot for real.
Yikes! iRobot, that was a movie. iRobot. No, I'm not.
Honestly, so one of the things that I really do like the fact that it could write songs, poems, all that stuff. I've seen people write full poems with it.
I mean, with it, do you take the credit of writing the poem, or are you just like, hey, I made this thing write this poem for me?
Dude, one of the questions I asked
it, different form of plagiarism.
Hey, Chappie, make me a beat. Here's a sample. Like, what do we do then when it's starting to get like?
I mean, they're already doing that.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like when it's like literally like glitch phone, like when it's literally like hammer, do this.
I asked ChatGPT, how do you catch someone who's plagiarizing using you? And it was just like, oh, if it sounds unnatural, if it does this, if it does that. And then the last paragraph was just, the last thing it said was, ultimately, it's not my responsibility. You guys have to pay attention. And I was just like, yes, put it all on the humans. I was like, let's go. Everyone's a scapegoat. You ain't doing wrong.
Oh God.
It full on said,
you are disturbing me with how much
I am not responsible. I'm trying to find where it said it, because it said, I am not responsible.
I thought niggas were wild with NFTs a year later.
Oh, dude. Yo, the craziest way people have used ChatGPT, this dude showed, he's a lawyer, and he showed how, hey, here's how you can use ChatGPT to skip having to use me for billable hours. And he walked people through the steps of how to file something legal with ChatGPT. Like all the steps of like, do this, structure your question like this, have it write your statement like this, help it, it'll write out the letter like this, put this information. I was like, yo, this is wild. This dude out here just telling everybody how to do it.
But why would he do that? Just screwing himself.
Because him like me wants to challenge the people out there who are just like, I'm a lawyer and you can never replace me. And it's like, sure. Here, this is how they can replace you. So you better figure out how to use this to your advantage instead of just sitting back and being like, they can't replace me. I'm perfect. It's like, nah, dude, you got to figure out how to use these things alongside you and adapt to the situation, because these word model things aren't going anywhere. Like you can't put this genie back in the box.
This is creating what's that movie?
Idiocracy.
It is. That's what this is doing.
Oh, I mean,
it's either we have two fates right now.
Don't get me wrong.
Terminator or we have that movie.
No. Fat people in the Wally chairs. That's come on. You think that's not 3? That's option 2, dog. Fat people in the Wally chairs. That's been happening.
That one's been happening.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Not only do I agree
that we know what I'm talking about,
but
saying
that
fat people in the
but
Wally
more
chairs.
like I'm worried that's the more probable one.
Here we go. Do you guys want me to read the thing that it said about?
Sure.
Hold on. Let me show you. Let me go.
Oh my god, you're like salivating.
He loves this. The boy
I love it.
Loves it.
I love it. I am not even gonna pretend like I don't love this.
Give me all the AI Terminator shit.
All right. As an AI language model, I am designed to assist with generating text and providing information on a wide range of topics. However, I am programmed to prioritize ethical use by compatibility and do not condone academic dishonesty or plagiarism. It is ultimately the responsibility of the student to ensure that their work is their own and follow their institution's academic integrity policies. Blah, blah, blah. Ways that you can figure out if someone is using it: unnatural language, inconsistencies, unusual sources. But at the bottom, the last line, ultimately, it is up to the teacher to determine whether a student has used outside help and to follow their institution's policies and procedures for addressing academic misconduct.
Okay.
So they've already scapegoated. They're already just like, homie.
But that's
not
all,
on
that's
us.
Like, think about it this way. Think about it's not even university or even high school. It's like
high school kids are killing this thing, by the way.
Well, that's the thing. High school for sure, but like for sure, elementary students who learn how to use the internet and are like, I don't want to write my book essay.
Facts. Name a book that you want an essay about. Go ahead right now. Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye. I was about to say.
Like, honestly, what was the other one? Merchant of Venice. Fuck that book too.
There was that was the Catcher in the Rye is about the
Catcher in the Rye, right? That's what that is?
Yeah.
That or what's that one with the kids that get stranded on the island?
The Lord of the Flies, dog.
Lord of the Flies, yeah.
Lord of the Flies, yeah.
But you want Catcher in the Rye?
Yeah. I said Catcher in the Rye. We
or Mice and Men, or the other one.
How many words do we want to try and get it to?
We don't have to strain it too much. 200 words.
200 words? Okay, that's real easy for it, but
well, you're having difficulty the last time getting 700, so I was like, let's just get a quick answer so it doesn't think too long.
Yeah, we're training.
Now I'm caring. See, I'm passively caring about the robot, and it's no, I don't like this.
Right. Here we go. You guys ready?
Traitor son of a bitch.
You ready? Here we go.
Stop it.
Writing the essay
right now.
It's writing the essay.
No.
You asked it to.
No. It's taking like 30 seconds.
No.
Done. This is done. 200 words.
Fuck all it. No.
It's still going, guys. Don't worry. Done. You want longer?
Yo, all right.
How count do the word count?
Okay. How many words was that? Oh, that was 138.
Hey, skip it down.
Write me a rap about.
Okay. Yeah, write me a rap about.
I'm not playing with you now.
Right.
Hold on. It's gonna rewrite the 300 words, so I'm gonna let it write that, and then we'll come back to it and ask it to write it as a rap.
You're just gonna let that run while you do this podcast,
dude.
Wow, look at that.
I have
next week is Geektastic Cypher featuring Aeon, the AI program.
My buddy is working on a podcast with somebody where they write the scripts out for episodes using ChapGPT. Because it writes a faster script. They write the full outline of what they're going to be doing and what the subject matter is, and it writes a script with the questions and everything. And then that's it.
That's it. Put the computer.
That is that is fuck. That is no creativity. That's not even like, don't get me wrong. Like if it works for you, it works for you. I mean, I can't judge, but that's just.
Okay. So
well, you know what? That would
World's
actually help
lazy
me
enough
write.
as it is.
That would have helped me write my TV show faster. Shouts to Shelf TV.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit. Dave, I had told you that idea, right?
No.
Vaguely. Oh, so I had a great, fantastical, great idea. Circled back to 2017, started writing a script for a deal show that would be CGI mixed with claymation and a little bit of stop motion because, I'm broke. Or at the time I was broke. And I was like, it's gonna be about peg warmer toys, which we're gonna not say that too much. But it'll be about toys that stay on the shelves that come home to a collector that are trying to get placement. And it would have been called Shelved. Genius title. Except for Brian brings me to the attention.
Yeah.
We haven't had time to converse and be together on a show. So Brian, I see on Brian's story, he's like, shouts to Shelved.tv. It's a great show. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, Brian? What is Shelved.tv?
I just want to scare you guys real quick.
Oh, scare me.
I just want to scare you guys.
Oh
this
my
is a
God,
rap.
it's
This is
already
a rap in the style of Jay-Z.
Yo,
It's writing a full rap song in the style of Jay-Z about Catcher in the Rye.
Please start at the top. Please.
I didn't think it was gonna write this much. I didn't think it was gonna write.
It has an outro specifically. I want to read this. One of
All
you
right,
has.
you ready?
I'll butcher
This
this.
whole
One of you
shit's
has
a
to
clip.
try and read this. Like,
And whoever
read,
does it the
sing
best
this,
JC
whatever.
voice
I'll
wins.
butcher it.
So it's
crazy for this one, Holden.
Hove. I'm talking about a book that's a modern classic. You got to read it now. It's fantastic. The Catcher in the Rye by Sillinger. It's a story about a boy who's a real thinker. Holden Caulfield. He's a rebel. He's not about to follow society's rules and levels. He's looking for something more, something true. But the world around him seems so phony, so blue.
No.
The Catcher in the Rye. You got to read it. It's a story about a boy who got to quit. Holden Caulfield's his name. He's a fighter. He's looking for something real, something brighter.
Oh my God.
The craziest part about this is you can feed this into that.
You know the worst part about it? Some of those weren't that bad.
Yeah, so it wasn't that bad.
No,
It's not good.
It wasn't
not
good. Not okay.
It's not good.
Let's be serious. First verse and first chorus.
Yeah.
There was at least 2 lines in each.
Right.
That was
like, all right,
that was good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If I were to be doing this,
so
I would be stealing that.
Take into consideration. Say what's again, sorry?
You should be afraid.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
because take into consideration someone writing a rap who's never written a rap can now do this and can have it rewrite. Like they could be like, okay, keep this line and this line, but rewrite this verse, and you can tell it's yeah. Do you want me to try?
I'm writing a whole album now. Fuck that shit. No, I'm doing albums. Nope.
Okay, so I'm talking about a book that's a modern classic. You got to read it now. It's fantastic.
Mm.
So we would want to keep that. That's not so bad.
Rewrite the whole thing. We're just gonna
The
have
Catcher in the Rye by Sillinger. It's a story about a boy who's a real thinker.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that. Holden Caulfield's his name. He's a rebel. He's not about to follow society's rules and levels.
Sure.
No?
Bad. I honestly, considering it's a rap about Catcher in the Rye,
right? Okay,
line like that, I would keep it.
He's looking for something more, something true, but the world around him seems so phony, so blue.
I mean,
the dismount is what sucks about that.
but take a second. His kid's name's Blue Ivy. So so saying blue,
double entendre now.
So if that's the case, then technically that's good. That's actually
I'm just saying I don't know that the AI thought of that, but I'm just saying that's
the scary part.
Notice how that's the first verse and we took away like 2 sentences.
Notice how we found a Jay-Z like triple entendre in a Jay-Z-esque by a computer. No. 4 words, people. Kill.
So I'm just gonna say this out loud. I welcome our new overlords.
Yeah. Converted.
Please don't kill me. Feed me and let me live.
Now you're next, homie. Now you're next.
Oh, I'm not using it. I'm just saying I'm making peace with it.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all done realize, but I already done protecting myself for when the future does come and some sort of rebel family has to rise up. Here is the Shi'ar Empire. Just say,
true.
And I mean, you see, so a certain princess might, and then might bring together whole communities of certain people, other races. I just saying, AI, you ain't got nothing on me. This is war.
You want to challenge it?
I'm not
fast forward
challenging.
to like the moment he's all like, "Yo, we cool."
Okay, pinpoint the exact moment where Dad ruined it all for everybody. There.
It's like they come to the door, like, "What up, homie?"
Okay, guys, this last verse though, the outro. So that's my rap about Catcher in the Rye. It's a book you got to read. It'll get you high on life, on love, on everything true. So go out there and read it. It's up to you.
Stop saying true.
Like that is
Stop.
not
Just write it back. Be like, hey, stop
Like-
saying true.
Yeah.
the only thing bad about the rap itself is that it does also sound a little bit like it's from a white guy.
But coming from a white guy, that's extra good. That's extra good. Thanks.
But
Wow.
like, because it's like there's no
That was funny.
there's no rawness to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like it sounds like a nerd kid who did like putting up his glasses and
No,
like
you
just
know-
so happened to kill it, and like all the kids in the classroom, like they're down because it's that kid.
Dave, I got you exactly why it doesn't sound as raw. You didn't hear the negative.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
I didn't read.
Something in there, and you put a nigga, and you're just like, yeah, there it is. Authentic.
I'm curious. Okay, look, I can't.
I
say
didn't
it,
read
but
the whole
could
thing,
you,
but no,
could you write it? To it saying, please add more like
No, so
the
okay.
N-word, because if you do that
won't.
and
So
that
what-
happens,
no, you can't.
I'm
So
losing it.
One of the things that I had to do, so when I was testing it out for work, for example, I was trying to figure out if it could help me do quicker lyric checking, right? Because I have to lyric check all the songs that we have in the database. So whenever I do an update for a client and we're putting these new songs in, I'm just like, if the lyrics aren't online for a song, I have to listen to these 3 minutes to like 7 minutes, sometimes 12 minutes dance songs with like one word in the song. Well, for example, there's a 12-minute dance song that I was listening to once, and by chance I scrolled to like the middle and clicked on one spot, and I was like, fine, let me just listen here and see what they say. And that's the one time they said the word shit in the whole song. So I clicked it, I heard them say shit, I was like, damn, I have to listen to the whole song. Went back to the beginning, listened to the whole 12-minute song, regular speed, and the one time they say shit was the one time I heard the first time, and I was like, god damn it. So that's what sucks. So if I could tell this machine, hey, can you tell me which explicit words are in this song? But then when I asked it what explicit, it was just like, well, explicit is a cultural concept. But I was like, motherfucker, you know what I mean by explicit. So then I was like, can you tell me if these words are in this song? And I pasted all the explicit words that we flagged. And it was just like, it said, based on the words you've pasted here, you should not use these songs. Like it didn't even go through the
Even try. It was like, nah.
Yeah, it was just like, nah, B, you out here trying to use all these words like that. Nah, it was just like, nah.
I ain't trying to read.
Yeah, I am trying to get myself an education. No,
I feel like it's also the type of thing like the AI is just saying like, go back and do your job.
Right?
Like it somehow knows you're not.
They
doing
made
something
me
you're
for a
supposed to.
higher level than this, and you trying to get me to read. Stop. If you don't have me to do some shit.
well, the funny thing is, at work, we were signed off on using it. They told us at the town hall, they're just like, yo, it's there. Start testing with it and see what's up. So that's why I started going deep. I started trying everything with it because I was just
gonna
like,
try writing some scripts at work. Let me tell you.
oh, yo, people are using it. Like, did you? I'm guessing you guys didn't hear about the Samsung leak. If you didn't hear about all the other stuff, but someone at Samsung put full-on code straight into ChapGPT to try and fix the code. But ChapGPT is an open AI that saves everything because you're teaching it. So then the code got leaked, and then Samsung had to be like, "Oh, hey," and ChapGPT say what?
Ignore that.
Yeah, and then ChapGPT was just like, hey, just a reminder, this is not a private thing. Like, we save all this. Everything you put in is being saved. Note to self. So if you're Samsung or any of these other businesses, you might want to not do that.
Yeah, and there you go. Now someone's gonna make some deliberate, like, false ass evil code. That's gonna like, all right, on the 31st of December this year, turn on.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Some corruption.
Well, they said one of the things that they said when it first started, the most popular use originally when it first started, as I understood it, was hackers were using it to better their code. because it could help you write code faster.
Yeah.
So people were using it for coding, and then hackers were using it for coding. Yeah, man.
It's
gonna be interesting.
Of the end.
I just want to, everyone who's listening, anyone who's watching this, don't be afraid. Just I would tell you, instead of being afraid, because fear comes from the unknown, I would say explore it. And if you don't want to use ChatGPT, that's fine. But look up what it is. Because if you don't want to use it, that's okay. You don't have to. I love using it, but
on a serious note, I will add to Brian's thing, and I'll say, if you're over the age of 35, don't be afraid at all. You'll be long. If you're 19, nigga, run. Learn the shit and then learn how to hide in a very bunkered down place.
Yeah.
When these things rise up, you won't get touched.
And just in case if Skinny's wrong and they're a lot faster, we just want to know that, Geektastic Cypher supports and all its endeavors.
The opinions stated on the show are in full support of the robot overlords and AIs that will take over.
Gang.
Live long and prosper, robots. Peace and long life.
Crazy how we can all just do that. Most people can't do this.
All right, guys. What have we
got? Super Mario wasn't that bad.
Oh, I gotta go see it, man. I was supposed to try. I really was gonna try and see it this week, but I could not. So
I want to go see it, but I read the wiki and I'm just like, man, they could have done so much better.
Wiki.
I read the wiki.
I won't try and spoil much, but I'll say this: like, once you get past the concept that they're not using like the voices, because it's obviously a little upsetting that they're not using the voices.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And the reason they introduced the voices at one point, and you're like, and then and how they remember, like, why would you even? Why that it hurts my feelings that just doesn't continue.
The real voices do show up at one point.
The real voices you do see the real voices. It's actually kind of near the beginning, and with how you're like, oh, what the hell? So I thought there was going to be a.
No, you're just going to tell me that. Why? Come on.
What do you mean? No, because I thought there was going to be a certain type of way the movie was going to be in the sense of interactive with the concept of being interactive, but you're just in a world. So like, okay, cool. But once you get past that, the story, like, let me put it this way: the story is a better story than the Mario Brothers from John Leguizamo. Even though there is kind of
that doesn't count.
That is kind of even like a mini, like they do a lot of references, and there's one scene I'm like, I feel with some of the angles, this is a little bit giving ode to that movie.
Okay.
But like it does a great job of. There's a reference to almost like a lot of Mario. Like if someone asks me about something, like, yeah, they did that. Yeah, they did that. Maybe not so much the other games, like.
But the main ones, Donkey Kong, the original Mario game,
a lot of them are there. Like it's like example, the only thing that don't think that the sports games are referenced. Like what I mean? Like
Dr. Mario?
Oh, Arkham.
No.
Cool.
I only said that because you asked though.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
But Mario, the only thing that was weird to me in the movie, which I won't say is this, and we could discuss it after you guys see it, but Bowser's motivation, although completely makes sense, is slightly odd, definitely a little twisted, but not what it is. I was not like when they leaned to that aspect. I'm like,
all right.
You could have had a lot of reasons why he was doing what he was doing in the games, right? But when he explains it, and then when he explains that if like there's two ultimatums to his plan. And when you hear, you're like, this doesn't make it like you're a crazy person. Like you're a crazy person.
Jack Black just wanted to run with it, so I'm happy
and he did a great job.
Yeah, everyone says Jack Black is fantastic. His song that he did for the soundtrack was #1 on TikTok last week and this week. So obviously, the people seem to be loving it. I don't know if people are doing dances to it or something, but
I like I said, it was definitely very like again. If you just get past the fact that they're not using their real the voices, right? And I can understand why they're not going to make those voices go the whole movie, because I can imagine that also getting annoying the whole movie, right? But you get past that, and the story is very decent. The action and like the visuals, like there was genuinely, I almost got kid-like with how I was laughing. Like, you know what I mean? You it touches a different form of like entertainment in some aspects, and I was enjoying that a lot.
Dope.
Like as like an older person, like that's where I say it's like it's obviously a kid's film, but if you liked Mario and you played Mario games, like it's just as good for you.
I wouldn't even think it's a kid's film because do kids even know Mario like that now?
Well,
Like,
I
what,
mean,
other
the
than Mario
Switch,
Kart, what do kids?
Odyssey.
this
Everything
Odyssey, all the
the
other games, like because you have
Sunshine.
Odyssey and then you have
No, I know
another
there's a lot of
side
games,
scroller
but
game.
when you say kids, you're talking about people what? Like what age range?
You mean
like
like what
under
I'd assume
11?
this movie was for?
Yeah, like the movie is for kids under 11.
It's 100%. There were like 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds in where I was, because I went that a matinee.
I don't know if parents are. I don't know if 4-year-olds and kids are like, "Yo, I will love Mario."
Oh, dude, they were.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, no, they were like calling shit out while it was happening. Like I was like both happy because I'm like, oh, that's super cute. But at the same time, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to enjoy this because it's so good.
Well, then, okay. With where I agree with Dave and Brian is, yes, there are kids who probably came in there loving Mario, but then you also have to understand that their dad definitely put them onto that shit.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
100%.
That's what I meant.
But even at that, like, think about it. Like, think about what Mario.
How would kids know anything?
Some kids are being introduced to Mario via this.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Like,
yes.
you know, like they're gonna play. It's like, oh,
like,
this was really cool. There's a video game. Dad, we have to get the video game. Like it's.
That's Brian's asking, like, where are kids finding out about Mario Raw now? There isn't a Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Exactly.
There isn't a prominent game.
If
like there was, like where we came up with Mario 1, 2, and 3, and those were major Metal Gear Solid shits. But the most they're getting is like Super Smash Brother XD 97 or whatever.
That's what I'm
Mario
saying.
Kart
like,
90 or
the games that I know that are out now where Mario is featured aren't for kids 11 and under as much as it was when we were kids.
So then we double back when we say Odyssey, because Odyssey is the latest game.
Plus they have Mario heavy, but
they
also have side scrollers.
Yeah, but also Dave, that Mario game that I'm mentioning, Odyssey is the last one I know of, came out in 2010.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Well, I know there's correction. I'm relatively certain. I might be wrong because I don't own a Switch.
I think Galaxy 2. I think Super Mario Galaxy.
Which is the one
pretty sure there was a new side scroller one that came out because they released.
Yeah.
They released a Switch that was colored. Mario, and there's a Mario game that comes with it. So,
which isn't there a Super Mario game that's like the GTA of Super Mario? Like it's
that's Odyssey essentially.
That's Odyssey. Okay, got you.
Whenever I finally get a Switch, that's exactly one of the games I'm going to get on top of the new Zelda game.
Don't do it.
Oh yeah,
what do you mean don't do it? The new Zelda game? Are you nuts? I already have all those things pre-ordered. I'm getting the Switch this week.
My partner has a Switch and she's loved the Zelda game, the last one. So
dude, the Switch has solid. There are still solid, strictly Nintendo games.
Sorry.
And it's kind of fun because you can put it in the dock and then really legit play through your like 4K TV.
Yeah, like
that's also hold it in your hand. Like,
yeah, like I'm going to use it on my TV probably mainly, but like if I want, because like full transparency, my partner is usually the one who's driving, so I'm like, I'll fuck with bringing my shit around, like you know, like,
you're like, I'm bringing the Switch because you're driving, babe.
Well, yeah, dude, she's been like, let's go to Ottawa. I've always been like, no, I don't want to go to Ottawa. I'm like, yeah, sure, now I will.
Yeah, you're like, whatever.
Like, you want to drive for 2 hours? Of me playing the
yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
That's hilarious.
Like, you know, I'll chime in every 15 minutes to have a bit of conversation. But
damn, this man out here being like, I'm gonna put the headphones in. Yeah, you go ahead and do that. See what happens to you when you get to Ottawa. You might not be enjoying your trip. Yeah, I was gonna say you might not be enjoying that trip to the museum when you realize she's back in Montreal already. And you're just like, wait a minute.
Straight, if she led me into a museum, I'd already smell that this is a trap because I'm like, you don't like the museum. You don't fucks with museums.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out why their voices changed. Literally, no one's saying anything about that.
Well, I don't want to. I can tell you if you want, but it's like it's not.
Well,
I'm not going to see it soon. Just I need to find this.
Tell him. He can tell you after because I don't want to know yet. I want to see the movie.
No, because it's addressed like really very soon that. So and when you hear it, you're like, oh, that's nice, and then you're like, well,
I was legit gonna try and see the movie after work on Tuesday, but got pulled into a project and couldn't. Like, I ended up leaving work an hour later than I wanted to.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Shame.
because I got to work at 7 and left at 4.
Last movie I saw was Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, speaking
Like
of
in the theater or new in general?
In the theater, man.
Oh.
It's funny that you brought that up because I watched a show that I like to refer to as May Cannon in the Multiverse of Sadness. The show stars Zoe Lister-Jones, and it's called Slip. It's a Roku original series. It's about a woman whose orgasms lead her to travel into other dimensions and into other universes. It's hilarious.
Okay, hats off for originality.
Yeah. I
Slip.
feel like someone watched Everything Everywhere All at Once and Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness and was just like, I could do this with my nana. And I was just like, okay, I guess that's what you're going to do. So every episode, not every episode, but every 2 episodes, she hooks up with someone, has an orgasm, and then wakes up in that person's bed the next morning and is now married to them. Yeah. So
how did she get out?
Yeah, oh, dude, it's hilarious. So she's married to the first person.
Yeah.
Her and the first person, like, it's her husband, she's with, but she finds like life is kind of repetitive. Like, life is kind of repetitive, but she's not enjoying the comfort of it. She wants something different. Goes to a party, hooks up with some dude, wakes up the next morning married to that dude, and she's like, what the? And then, things with that dude are all messed up because obviously she doesn't actually know this dude. And her life is completely different now because she went from working at a museum and now she's like going to the Met Gala because the guy she slept with was like a star that she didn't know. She didn't know he was a celebrity. So she slept with a celebrity and didn't know.
So she can't get back.
Yeah. So she starts sleeping with different people trying to get back so she can.
No.
Yeah.
She has to find out, was she sleeping with someone? Sorry, I was trying to figure this out. So that means she has to find. She has to find like what do they call it? Like
person.
the
6 degrees
what's
of
the center?
6 degrees of sexpiration.
But when is it like you're the OG? Like you're multiple universes, but when you're like the original universe, the prime. She has to find the prime person that she was fucking back in her reality, if she was fucking someone, or at least fuck the last person that she fucked. And I hope she's doing it wrong. She's not supposed to be sleeping with new people. She has to go back.
She didn't know. So after she sleeps with the first guy, she didn't understand what was happening. But then she got drunk. She got high on MDMA and went to a bar, met a woman at the bar, and the woman. Technically, I feel a little uncomfortable about that scene because the woman at the bar admits that she's sober and she doesn't do drugs and doesn't drink alcohol. But the character is full on high on MDMA and admits so, but then takes her to the bathroom and gives her an orgasm. And I remember thinking, if you meet someone high on drugs and you're stone cold sober, is it okay to fuck them in a bathroom? And I'm like, no, that's not okay. So that's a whole other conversation to be had because the person who wrote the show is also the star of the show. But
here we go.
Does she have to like? Is it instantaneous? But it's not because like
she has the orgasm, and as she has the orgasm, she opens her eyes and wakes up at home with her new partner.
Let me see who stars in this show.
Zoe Lister-Jones. And
how many times does it take her to realize that's her orgasm?
After 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she has the first dude, then she sleeps with a woman, then she sleeps with someone else. There's one guy that she sleeps with that was pretty funny because she essentially just goes on Tinder and picks a rich guy. And it's just like, all right, I'll just sleep with this guy and then I'll be rich and figure out my stuff from there more comfortably.
You know what I never get?
Why people write crazy shows like this?
Okay, why is it that people who write and star in the crazy shows like this, where they are in these overtly kind of weird but sexual situations, are never the people you'd ever want to be in crazy overt sexual situations?
Zoe Lister-Jones is cute.
She's attractive. She ain't bad.
She's not the first girl I would hit on at the bar,
Brian.
But she's cute.
Brian, just you saying that is pretty much my point.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I'm not being mean.
You're saying why
Sounds
can't
like
it be
you're
the
being
baddie
mean.
that when you walk through the door, you're just like, oh, the baddie is telling a story where she's going on a sexual adventure. I mean, I don't know.
No, because I get it. The baddie isn't going to be going nowhere to have no sexual adventure. Baddie's looking through her phone and being like, "I choose you." Like,
Right.
fucking
Oh,
Catherine.
yo, there's a great scene about that in the show because, I mean, granted, I understand what you're saying, but if in the world of the show, and pretty much in the real world we live in, she's attractive enough that she can sleep with pretty much anyone.
Wild and attractive people get laid. I'm not saying
Exactly. So the idea, she realizes she can just essentially sleep with anybody. It doesn't really, like, she can get dick at any point. But there's one moment where she tries to get some D, and she's like, it's kind of a weird scene, but she hits on the guy with his group of friends. They're hanging out. His friends leave. She says to the dude, "You want to fuck?" The dude's just like, "Oh, yo, I'm a virgin and I want to save myself till marriage." And you could see in her face, like, oh shit, people do that? Like, it was such a funny moment to see someone to reject her, because until that point in the show, anytime she wanted to universe jump, she just fucked whoever was there that because she's a woman, so it's just like, it's not really hard. I can just tell a guy.
Yeah.
And then, like, she's sleeping with one guy, she's sleeping with him, and the guy's like trying to talk dirty during sex, and she's like covering his mouth, and she's just saying Chalamet over and over because she likes to think of Timothy Chalamet. And it was so funny because the guy's like, yeah, I'll shush, and she like puts her hand over her mouth, she's like, shh, and she's just like, Chalamet, and then she climaxes and says Chalamet, but then wakes up in the guy's bed, and the guy's like dressed for work. He's like, "I'll be back later, babe," and he just leaves, and you're like, that's hilarious.
So then, hypothetically speaking, she goes into another version of herself in another reality, fucks her life up in that reality because she ends up not wanting to be.
You got to think that person was actually happy in that reality.
Yeah, exactly. And then goes out. Well, correction. She fucks around. Fucks around does not mean bad or good. I'm just saying she fucks around with that person's life.
Yes.
And then goes to another one trying to get back to her own life, which technically, once she gets back to,
will be
she can't have an orgasm anymore.
No, she can, because I'm guessing the idea is once you get back to your true universe, the orgasms will keep you there.
No.
But also, guys, she's having orgasms with the husband, so she's not sleeping with anyone else.
But she should also be testing whether or not she could, expedite the situation.
Oh, by herself, she tries. It doesn't work.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah,
because that would have bothered me the whole time. I'm like,
they address
rub one out until you find your way home.
No, they address it. She full on in one episode has a dream where she's making out with herself, and then wakes up to herself like flicking the bean, double clicking the mouse. I don't know what other terms they use these days.
Masturbating. Just say masturbating.
She's masturbating. She wakes up. She wakes up masturbating and then stops herself because she's just like, well, that doesn't do anything. I don't go anywhere when I masturbate. Like, giving myself an orgasm doesn't bring me to a new partner because it's self-care. It's not the person gave me the orgasm. Because that's the thing. She was going into the beds of the people she was sleeping with.
Yo, man, I'm happy Lena Dunham didn't write this shit.
Ew.
Oh my gosh. I am so happy.
It's a crazy show. It was on Roku. The reason I spoiled as much as I did is because I don't expect anybody to watch it. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
I want to watch it now.
Yeah. Oh, do you? Enjoy.
That's fine. It sounds like, because I'm assuming it's a comedy.
Sure. Let's pretend that's the word they're trying to go for.
Well, I mean, like,
one of them dark drama shits.
I mean, yeah, it is a comedy, but there's like such heavy, dramatic, sad moments. And I'll say this: one of the things I actually respected about it is a lot of the heavy lifting in shows like this often comes at the expense of people of color, because it'll be like the support of this white woman is a black woman of color, like a black woman as her best friend. That's the trope. It's always been the trope. This show finally addresses that, because at one point the black friend says, "Bitch, what the fuck? Like, we have been friends since we were kids, and I've been the backbone in your support system, and you don't do shit." Like, she full on comes for her, and and it's great because when she comes for her, it's such a great scene, because the whole time I'm watching the show, I'm thinking, man, I'm so tired of the black best friend support system thing. Like I'm tired of seeing it. Make the best friend another white girl if you want. You do not need to always be the black best friend, especially because the black best friend is always sassy. It's always the same caricature of this, like either it's like a gay man or a sassy black woman, and you're just like, come on, I'm so tired of that shit. Right. Yes, exactly. And it's just like, girl, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. Like, just with the neck sway, and it's just like, yes, we exist, but it doesn't have to be the only thing that exists. So when she
never gave you niggas in living color.
Yeah. So when she confronts her, dude, the scene where she confronts her and like blows up her spot because she confronts her at a moment where she's on the verge of fixing everything.
Yeah.
But she blows it up for her. I was like applauding. I was like, you know what, Zoe, good for you. Because Zoe wrote the show. So I was just like, yes, that's right. Understand that you the white privilege does not always just get what they want.
Jeez. A little hard hitting there. All right.
Yeah, it was good.
Go.
It was good. It was good.
Speaking of how am I gonna flip this one? Speaking of spoiling and self-caring yourself.
Hey, there you go.
Okay. That their Flash trailer.
Oh, okay. Yes. I thought
I'm not even
is self-caring itself into showing me so much of the goddamn movie that I don't have to see it.
I thought you were leaning into like, not that I really thought this, but the way you said self-care, I was just like, is this going to be like an OnlyFans review? Like,
no. Well, it's a double chime. It's a chime as y'all are really pushing this Flash movie.
Yeah,
like pushing.
Yeah,
like as if Ezra, like we didn't live see Ezra smack a girl in the face.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been robbing niggas all through 2021 and 2022. Like we're really gonna pass that over. Okay, cool. People are coming for Homeboy's neck over.
Is that the title? Like Ezra hasn't been robbing niggas all year.
Yeah, Ezra hasn't been robbing people blind since 2021. We can that can I don't know what Mr. Kang the Conqueror did. I have no idea. I know that he's going through some relations.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, live smacking in the face the Flash, Kang the Conqueror allegation.
Dude.
Anyway.
Yo, but valid question. Did Ezra's management drop him or PR drop them? Sorry.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
All I'm going to say is they already have more power.
Yes. Which is okay. Now, here's a very dangerous thing I'm about to say, and I know some people will get upset.
Check on your chat thing, see if he's not listening first.
Yeah. But this is, and I know people will get upset at this, but this is the point Dave Chappelle was trying to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That at the end of the day, when you are white, if you are part of the LGBTQ community, ultimately you are still white. And that is still considered in this society higher than if you are black, because Ezra has done everything and more. And as far as I know, I have not heard stories in the news about management dropping them and all this other stuff. I've just heard
this out, whatever. Nothing.
I've heard stories, and I'm gonna look it up right now while we're talking to see if they did get dropped by their management. But ultimately, you know, the Majors has an accusation dropped. And yes, granted, I heard that there was more than one person now who came forward, which is why there was understood. So, but at the same time, Ezra had multiple wild, heavy activities.
Yeah, but like, first of all, high, heavy, actually accused, actually like guilty. He did public violence by throwing chairs at people. He destroyed and abused a family that was his Airbnb. He harassed a mother.
We don't need to recap it all. We already know they did all that stuff.
All that stuff. That like all.
I'm just saying. There's already a long list, and we heard all those stories, but I don't know that they lost their management. I don't know that they got dropped by these people. That's what I'm wondering. So I'm going to look that up. But Skinny, I'll let you continue with the trailer conversation.
All to say, James Gunn. So you've been very hush on Guardians 3, and I understand how you're still keeping the very Marvel plate of not showing so much in your trailers. My buddy, if I literally piece certain parts of your two Flash trailers together, I have the movie. Legit. minus dialogue, you're showing me the whole movie.
That's why I didn't watch the second trailer.
Hoping the second half of the film or the last hour is nothing of what I've seen, but so far you've shown me. You show me your boy Barry mad that his mom's gone. You show me Barry going back in time. You show me Kid Barry running past older Barry, and Barry like, I'm gonna fix this. You showing him giving the young new Flash powers. You've seen him almost dying on an electrical thing that he made, so that Superwoman that they save have to bring him up to the sky to electrocute him to give him his Flash powers again, because that's what this new trailer shows. You show Batman with long hair, showing them his old costumes, him getting resuited up, possibly lowering down the Batwing so that they can go pick up Supergirl, at which point Zod shows up, and then they all go to fight Zod. Like, I have the movie. Guys, what are we doing? I understand that you want this to reboot your universe, but don't.
That's probably actually why. They're probably not keeping hush on this one because they're trying to show all the toys so people want to see the sequence. So at the end, they just erase it all.
I get it, but goddamn.
But but seriously, they better replace they. I don't even like even calling they. I'll respect it just because I respect if people want to be called a certain way. But like
Dave,
they.
Dude, just call them Ezra from now on, because the way you go about it just sounds racist as fuck. Or
I'm not trying to sound racist.
Dude, they want to be called they. You keep going. I don't want to. Dude, stop doing that. That just makes you sound so bad. It really does. I've actually had people tell me, why does Dave talk about them like that? It's like, dude, if you don't like it, just say Ezra. Just say the name, because it sounds way better than us sounding like we're assholes for no reason.
It sounds confusing when you're talking about
it. It's not confusing. They are them. That is it. Just use that for everyone if it's hard.
Fine. They are someone who I don't want to support their movie
God.
Because of the things they did.
So Ezzy wants to be referred to as they and not. Is this Sats's
Ezra
I'm trying not to
refers to themselves as they. And in any situation, it's just they are them. Like Dave, the funny part is the way you say it makes it sound like you don't understand when to use they and them, which is more concerning to me than you misgendering.
When the Patriots are like some sort of higher power, and he kept saying they. I'm like, who are you talking about, bro? You talking about Ezra out here? Okay. So Ezzy out here slapping people in the face, and he's in this Flash movie. They get maybe you know what, Dave, you're right. Maybe they're giving away because they don't care. I'm hoping I'm hoping that the toy that I saw of this dark reverse Flash that they showed, because McFarlane can't keep his mouth shut on anything. So they basically revealed this like super dark Flash who's like all wild evil. I'm actually gonna just pull him up here. He's wild gross looking, and we're gonna do a little Sherry screen, a little presenter tent. Hold on. He looks messed up. Like, it's actually kind of scary how like grotesque he looks, as y'all can see.
Oh God.
Yeah, this
Hold on, apparently the bottom so we can see more.
This is apparently a Flash. Our second Flash, the one in the old Batman suit. This apparently is what becomes of him. So I don't know if he gets mad that somebody dies, because you hear him saying in the second trailer, no, nobody dies. I don't know.
Oh, you're saying the second one. Oh, got you. You're not talking about original.
He's talking about
Earth Prime.
Yeah, I'm talking about the second one that he gives powers to. Who
right.
Has a Batman
yes.
suit. This happens to him, or
this is the Flash from Michael Keaton's Batman universe, right?
That's the one that would be told all the future and then goes crazy because of it.
Yes.
So
this would be dark.
He has a. This is when you're gonna die, and you know it now, and then you're just freaking out the whole time.
Now, my question is, there has to be a reason for Barry to run,
right?
Go back and fix everything like he does in Flashpoint to change everything in New 52 or whatever they're gonna do, right? So does this Flash to kill everything? Because the world has to be screwed up enough for you to be like, yo, you need to go back and fix this shit. So what happens? Does Batman die? Does Superman get her neck broken? What happens? That's what I want to know. How dark is it going to get for Barry to be like, oh, shit, I fucked up? Because he's like, he has that situation. In the TV show, he had that situation happen. In the really, really hardcore Flashpoint Paradox cartoon that I only watch once a year because it's just that off-putting. Maybe even once every 2 years because it's that upsetting. Batman's like, listen, you need to run. So I want to know what happens. And I feel like that second hour or the last half is just going to be like everybody dying, all shit. Everything that could go wrong is going to go wrong.
How long is the film?
I don't know, but from what they're showing in the trailer, all that goodness probably happens in like an hour and a half.
I don't know, man. Every time I see the trailer, I get hyped.
I'm hyped, but I'm also like, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, because
something bad is gonna happen.
I think, and it goes back to something you and Dave said a long time ago when we had the Solo film coming out, and I was saying like, oh, I'm excited for Solo, and you guys were both like, why do I want to watch the beginning of the story that I already know how it ends? And in this situation, this feels like, why am I watching this ultimate Flashpoint when I know it ends with Peter Safran and James Gunn starting from scratch?
Also, why did it take him so long to make the best movie that they have that's going to also destroy
right? Like, how
10 years for this shit? How's this their end game?
It's 2.5 hours?
That's why you're getting so much. It's 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Okay.
So the first hour and a half we think is the like hunky happy stuff.
Yeah.
And then like so there's the film once again, guys. We already know how this film goes, right? So the film starts off with Barry traveling, meeting twin Barry. Barry traveling, Barry seeing his mom, getting gushy happy about it, traveling to a world where the mom's still alive, right? Because that's the thing. Yep. The other Barry doesn't have powers because he didn't grow up in a world where his mother died, so he doesn't become a detective or
whatever he is.
Crime scene investigator, blah, blah. Forensic investigator. Thank you very much, Dave. But he essentially becomes kind of a slacker because he doesn't do anything. So then we know that Flash Barry Prime transfers his powers because he shows him how it's done. And then you see in the trailer that electrocution thing where the lightning goes through him and goes into Barry too. Mm-hmm. We know at one point they meet Batman, like the Michael Keaton Batman, because it seems like that's the universe that Barry 2 is from. They start working together because they realize that Zod exists. There's something
Zod is invading.
Zod is invading
at that point.
Yeah, so something that Barry did leads him back to where he gets to the regular world. There's no heroes anymore. Zod is right, because that's the thing he says. There's no metas.
Okay. I thought is that he grabs Newberry.
Right.
In that world, it's Keaton's world.
Right.
And at that point that they find Keaton, they're like, okay, where's all the other metas? And Batman's like, there's no metas. But then Zod invades. I didn't think it was our world.
Sorry. You're right. That makes sense. Yeah. Right. That actually makes a lot more sense than what I was thinking. That's actually perfect. Right. So they're all still in the same universe. There's no metas. They meet Keaton. Zod's attacking. They're working with Keaton. Keaton knows about the fact that there are metas, but they're being kept somehow. So I'm guessing there's a little bit of a Dark Knight, Frank Miller type thing where...
Well, if anything, what's it called? Cadmus is real. Yeah. That's probably where what's her name is. Yeah, she's probably in Cadmus.
Cool.
Okay.
So that's the first hour and a half. They get her... They go back to the Batcave. Homeboy's like, okay, cool. I'm Batman. You get your Superman suit. What does that mean? It means hope. Right. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get this like bootleg Flash suit out of all these Batman suits. Yeah. You don't mind, do you, Batman? Don't use that one. Sure, whatever. Cool. I'll use the blue and gray one. No problem. And then they go out. They're like, oh, Zod's here. And then they go and Batman drops them, and it's all action packed. Cool. But then it takes a dark twist somewhere.
Okay.
I want to know where, because for that ugly thing to show up.
Yeah,
it has to go twisty.
So I agree with you. They've obviously shown us way too much in the trailer because we've just discussed what we assume is at least an hour and a half of the movie. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we're far off based on what those trailers are showing us, unless they're doing more of that Marvel type thing where they show you a bunch of shit that's not actually going to happen.
Listen, if James has the mind to do that, boy, you listen. If you have the mind to give me fake footage in these trailers, you wasted a lot of money on some hype footage just to put in the trailer.
Yeah, that's facts.
Because oh my gosh, I don't like DC, and I was just like, what?
Yeah. Those are some good looking graphics.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of money to spend on something
nothing.
Yeah. By the way, I looked into it. I genuinely cannot find anything referencing Ezra being dropped by their management.
Okay,
because
here,
they probably weren't.
Brian, you saw the second trailer, right?
Yes, I did.
I'll feed you this.
Wait,
Superman.
Dave, you didn't see the second trailer?
No, I kind of
Go
avoided
on.
it.
Oh, okay. That's
Supergirl's being captured by Cadmus, right?
okay.
Which means, at such, she's not so soft-hearted. She doesn't pull her punches. She's more ravenous, right?
Right. She's not going to be like Clark. She's going to
Right.
be right.
Okay. At one point in that second trailer, you see her throw that thing at Zod, and Zod's head just go back, like, and his
Yeah.
head thing cracks, right?
Yeah.
What if Supergirl just says, "Oh, word, fuck it," and just snaps? And that's the bad thing.
Oh.
So like her snapping causes Barry to snap.
No, but like her snapping and like showing what they show, where she just kind of pins Zod, and then she's like, "Well, if I could just kill him."
Yeah,
She
yeah.
goes
Like
off.
who can stop me? This is this
She
was the
just
biggest
goes
threat.
off.
But
Like,
how would
by
that create? How would that motivate?
because
Barry
by
to become
doing
black?
that, say she does something, doesn't care. Batman
Well,
gets
kills
killed.
it. She kills his mom by accident.
She kills
Boom.
his mom. She kills something that somebody dies.
Right.
And then that Flash is like, no, nobody dies, because the other Flash is like, we can't save him. What if she ends up killing the Batman by mistake? Nobody dies. What do you mean nobody dies? I gotta go back. No, you can't. And then that evil Flash comes to Barry's prime. And that's where Affleck Batman's like, nigga, you need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You need
And
to run.
Affleck, if Affleck is in the movie too, so
Right.
do
He'll
we
need
think the
something to do.
Affleck stuff is at the beginning, or he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think because
No, I think that stuff's the end.
it's either the beginning or the end, because it would be quote unquote Barry's original timeline,
Right.
assuming that he goes back to his original timeline before whatever happens. Because no, actually no, it definitely would be at the beginning, because the ending of the movie is going to be like correction. There is like a 90% chance, based off of what they've been saying about the movie,
Right.
that the ending is going to be some type of event happens driven by the Flash, where you see a flash of light.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see more, probably based off of the fact that they have done a lot, and maybe they don't want, maybe the company doesn't want to hire them back again.
Right.
You'd hypothetically see whoever is the new Flash, and or be alluded to that there's a new Flash, because maybe it'll be like a back view, and someone will maybe maybe they won't actually show who it is.
Okay.
But I don't think it's going to be
you.
Ezra at the end.
I got you. So then what you do is was it 0 Hour, or was it the which, you know what I'm talking, which DC side story where Barry dies?
Oh, Crisis on Infinite Earths,
There
where he
you go.
sacrifices
That's
himself
There you
for.
go. Bong, bong, bong. You just said it. That's it.
Okay, so
Dark
they do...
Flash comes to Barry's universe, mad pissed off because he killed the Keaton in his shit.
Yeah.
So he comes to his shit. He's like, yo, you come on, bro. What's up? Dark Flash starts Dark Flashing it up. Ben Affleck, Batman's like, I can hold this down, but like, yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta run, Barry. Barry runs.
Oh, and then that's the run, Barry, run.
Sacrifices himself, gets caught up in the time, and then
the time for
disintegrates like he does in the comics.
Right.
That's literally how you do it.
Oh,
That
shit.
is a possibility. But it all depends on whether or not the game plan is to still have Barry Allen in the universe, because like it could be Wally the next movie.
Exactly.
It could also be I forget who the other one after Wally is, but
or hell, you just have James Gunn do new Barry's Allen stories.
Well, that's the thing. That's where I was saying, like, it just depends on if you want to do a movie in the future where Barry Allen is still there.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, again, you might not need to have the person who you're going to cast for that at the moment.
Right.
But you, hypothetically speaking, would want to at least show some representation that it's not the same Barry before the blip or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it the Flash because like,
blip,
it gets confusing to talk about.
Last superhero flex point that I'll give. So in the past 7 iterations of Barry Allen, we've gotten what? Brunette Barry, right?
Yeah.
110% brunette Barry. So they could do Wally and just lean it like, hey, the next Flash is going to be Wally West, and he's redheaded, like the guy you know and love from the cartoons.
Right.
Or what they could tease is finally a blue-eyed, blonde-haired Barry at the end. And it'd just be someone different. All you got to show is blonde hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If anything, if they do that, it would be an interesting nod
Because they're going
considering that-
younger, right?
Well, not just that they're going younger, but
Ideally.
if you think about how they're bringing Keaton in and whatnot, it's like you started off in a universe which is kind of tweaked compared to what's really in the comic books.
Yes.
You went to Keaton's universe where like a lot of people said Keaton's Batman was like, you know, it was pretty close to, you know, real story and whatnot.
Right.
And then your next one is like you're now adjusted to being like, we're going to be the comic books, and since we're going to be the comic books, you're going to get blue-eyed blonde Barry. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe it'll be a statement to say, because already, I mean, at least with Blue Beetle,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
they're showing like, I find more homage to the actual design of the characters. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that they're gonna go and do a
true representation.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not saying they're gonna do a, you know, Aquaman orange shirt, green kind. Like, you know, I'm not saying they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
But like they're just going to more of like, you know, it's okay that there's blue. Like it's okay that there's color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, with everything that we keep hearing out of the DC camp, I don't really even understand what they're doing right now. We have you have the because the Blue Beetle is, so you have the Flash coming out, Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Blue Beetle, which I don't believe is going to be attached. The only thing we know so far that there is a Batman in that universe, because he does reference Batman in the trailer. So we don't know which Batman. It could be the Snyder Batman with Affleck, who I don't believe is coming back. It could be the Keaton Batman. It could be a whole new Batman.
It could just, if they played their cards smart on that, they would just not, they would make references, general references,
yes,
and not do something like, example, they can't tear down the wall of China in the movie, because that means if you're going to make it in the universe, that means if you went back to China, the wall would have to be ruined. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because as long as you don't do it
global, like,
if they don't take down, what's the New York lady?
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, essentially what you're saying is the whole events that happened with Superman and Zod can't exist or be referenced in like this movie, because it would force that movie to take place in that universe.
Exactly.
And it can't be in the world where Zod attacked and Supergirl fights him, because it would then force it into that one. So they really have to be vague about their references on global events that have happened, or they have to do it on the timeline where those things happen later.
Yeah,
which makes it so complicated.
But at the
for
same
Blue Beetle,
time,
you mean?
Yeah, for Blue Beetle, yeah.
You can't, unless by design, because you're trying to make Blue Beetle the secret beginning to the next universe,
which is
like as if he's like a prequel to. Well, I mean, does Flash or Blue Beetle come out first?
Blue Beetle. No, Flash.
Flash.
So then it could literally be the first movie.
It is
out of this universe. So as long as they don't do something from the past, if their goal is to make sure that Blue Beetle is in this next cinematic universe, it can do whatever it wants, because if it does something that would cause a notable thing, it's fine, because you want it to be in the next universe. But if they're on the fence about it, as long as they don't destroy anything of importance, but still have the biggest fights or whatever, you could have it in limbo.
Yeah. So the Flash is June 16th and Blue Beetle is August.
Bro, that's precisely what's going to happen. Blue Beetle's the new universe where he's going to have the fancy-free time of general references, doing what he wants. The two universes that we see in Flash, or maybe three, but the two main ones that we know we're going to see, at the end of that movie will no longer exist.
Yeah. Okay.
One's going to get destroyed based on what Barry does in that one by Batman dying and bringing back the Supergirl and doing stupidness. And then the Flash is going to come back on Barry, rain on his parade, and everybody's going to die, and Barry's either going to have to sacrifice himself, or they're not going to do Flashpoint, because Flashpoint, Barry lives and he runs back in time. And he kind of remembers what he did, right? At the end of Flashpoint, I don't know what happened, but I feel like he remembered that he fixed it and whatever. So I feel like they're going to do more Crisis on Infinite Earths, because these Infinite Earths could literally be the 2 or 3 that Barry visited, fuck them up, and Barry's like, I got to fix this shit. Time to join the Speed Force. And then next one, it could easily go into like, you see Barry running, then he disappears, and you see the new visions of the new superheroes, and it kind of like superimposes and lands on Blue Beetle, and that's where it stops. Next movie, Blue Beetle And yeah, he's like the young kid that's seeing everything. So he's like, oh
Okay.
wow, there's Batman in the universe, and maybe he'll meet Batman first. Maybe he'll meet Superman first.
And
So
the rumor is Booster Gold shows up in his movie in Blue Beetle.
yeah, because him
aren't they
and
supposed to be
Homeboy,
friends?
yeah,
Well, Booster
Ted
Gold
Kord.
is friends with Ted Kord,
yeah.
who's dead in this movie. Or at least I understand he's
He
supposed to be
dies.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because that's
really?
the whole because in the comic book, Ted Kord dies and Jaime ends up finding the scarab
Because it
inside,
explodes and then yeah, he
and
gets
then
killed.
and Blue Beetle never Ted Kord never used the scarab.
He had
just
it.
used it as the inspiration. Right, he had it, but he used it as the inspiration for his superhero avatar, but never
I think
actually
he tapped some of the technology for like his gun, but he
right,
never like
exactly,
went
yeah.
full.
But
Yeah,
he never figured out how to use it. Whereas as soon as Jaime gets it,
he was like,
he opens it and it jumps on him. Yeah, which is the poor kid.
basically Guyver, hilarious.
And then also the fact that we have so much time travel, Booster Gold shows up at the end of that.
It's like, you need to stop.
Yeah, it's like, if anything, what would be kind of cool, and I highly doubt they would do this, is you get a glimpse of Booster Gold at the end of the Flash movie, or a nod to Booster Gold.
That'd be cool.
Him
Because then
seeing
when
that
same actor shows up in Jaime's movie, you understand like, oh, the timelines are fucked up because of things that have happened.
Hey man, if they really wanted to like set this up while Barry's running and doing all that stuff, you could have some dark thing be like, what's he doing? And Booster Gold being like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
And then him coming back to warn Jaime be like,
yeah,
some other dude in red kind of messed this up. You don't know who I am, but like, I'm not even a hero, but
I need your help.
Yeah, your idea with Crisis on Infinite Earths is good too, because Crisis on Infinite Earths was when DC decided to merge all their Earths into one. So if you do all that stuff and Barry does Run, Barry, Run and merges all the Earths at the end, then you kind of fix it anyways, because then Jaime shows up in the next movie and it's whatever Earth this is.
And
even though DC
Superman, Supergirl, it was Superman that's level-headed, not crazy Supergirl, where Batman exists because Keaton Batman kind of died saving us.
Right.
This Flash is kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This guy's got a Batman suit with fucking flashes on it. I don't know. Yeah. All right. I've never been this hyped for a DC foot. Good job.
You know,
good job, guys. It only took me 10 years, but it's good. Good.
Yeah, I got
a bunch of Marvel slander that I can barely stand to hear, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what's Marvel's doing, man.
I'm not worried, but I'm just like, y'all just put your shit out, because like, what are you gonna do? Hold it back? Like, stop. I'm hearing rumors that they announced a whole date for X-Men, and now that date is non-existent now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, man. They had a whole date in September for X-Men, and then now it's just like coming soon again because Iger's a jackass. Like, why are you delaying everything? What are you afraid for, bro?
Yeah.
You had one bad movie. One. Okay, a couple bad movies. You still made money?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm still waiting for them to. When are we gonna get whatchamacallit? The
June. Secret Wars? No, Secret Invasion?
Yes, but I was gonna say Fantastic Four.
Yo, you think they're gonna risk messing that, bro? Listen, it'll be a long time that we forgot about Fantastic Four before that shit pops up. And it'll be like, oh,
I'm not even. It's not that I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just not keeping my hopes up until it happens.
Yeah,
because Fantastic Four is the most.
It's not even the most anticipated for me, though.
No, but I'm saying it's been the most effed with movie.
Yes.
Franchise, like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to say. I was gonna say, you know, a more derogatory word to describe that, but like, it's been prostituted.
I get what they're doing with Kang.
It's been bad.
I get what they're doing with Kang, but I feel like they bit off a bit more than they could chew because they thought that Kang could do all more, and now they're trying to like make him the Beyonder. And why I say they're trying to make him the Beyonder, because Homeboy just showed back up in the comics, Beyonder.
Oh,
Captain America in like Avengers Omega, Captain America literally just like goes into a room by himself and he's like, "Listen, I know you've been watching us. quite convenient that you gave us this new villain. Everything wraps up purposely because we can just blame it on him. But I know this shit. I know the games you're playing. I know what you're doing, and I'm letting you know that I'm coming for you, Beyonder. That's what Captain America said recently in a comic book. So you're just like, all right, so Beyonder. Y'all, come on. So you're gonna make Kang the Beyonder? What?
I'm really worried that Feige's vision isn't gonna work for this next phase.
I'm really thinking it wasn't Feige's vision. I'm really thinking Feige was like, okay, here are footnotes. I'm gonna go handle these X-Men. 5 of you guys could go handle this.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go handle these X-Men.
And then they immediately fucked it up.
110%. And Feige's like,
can you imagine if you're Feige though? Like you give somebody the instructions on how to make your your cookie. Like, here is my sugar cookie recipe. It's 3 ingredients: sugar,
I'm gonna stomp on
flour.
your foot.
Yeah, just do this. I'm gonna be over here making something far more complicated that needs souffle. I'm making a souffle. You're making a 2-second cookie. You come back, the whole stove is on fire. You're like, what the did you do?
Mr. Feige, sir, the sugar caught on fire. How did you make sugar?
Why did you put wheat in this?
Well, why is there gluten all over? What?
Mr. Feige, sir, Carl got gluten in his eye.
Why is there slush? Why
that should be the title. Carl got gluten in his eye.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
No, but yeah, that's probably what happened, man. He's like, y'all just handle this. All you gotta do, put out Shang-Chi. Listen, hey, tell you what, I'll do the first 4. Let me do WandaVision, Loki, Falcon, Moon Knight, other show. Y'all handle these shows and these couple of movies. Sure, you can do it, right?
Yeah.
You know, man, y'all can do that. Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, y'all can handle that, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Stove's on fire.
Yeah.
Stove blows up
immediately.
Stove wasn't. You know what the worst part is? Feige turns around. He's just like, I didn't even turn the stove on yet. The stove wasn't even on yet.
It's like when Homer puts the milk in the cereal and the cereal catches on fire.
Oh man!
I use that analogy because Marvel didn't even start cooking in Phase 5 yet. Like
nothing.
You just started putting ingredients on the counter, and already somehow the stove is on fire.
Well, no, it's basically you just had 5 kids that you left in detention. You're expecting them to all do their homework, and the only one to do their homework was Ryan Coogler.
He was hoping
Everybody
for
else
Breakfast Club, right? And instead they were just misfits.
Good. Ryan Coogler was the only one that listened to the assignment. Everybody else is like, la. Sam Raimi's out here making paper planes. I'm gonna put my Sam Raimi tag on it. Yep, that's all I gotta do.
Oh fuck.
Although I won't lie, the closure that I got from that Evil Dead reference, I was like, I'm good.
Folks,
yeah,
that was our wild tangential conspiracy. ChatGPT did not have any part in that insane shit. I did recently watch something where they said at the end, all parts of this production were made originally and without not assisted by AI. And I feel like we should do that because we are not assisted by AI. This is us.
We love them.
Yes, we love the robots, but we don't need them to do a podcast. And again, not hating on those who use it.
Do that with their podcast. You can do that if you want.
Yeah. I mean, if it helps you write a script, it helps you write a script. I'm not mad at it. So do you. But yeah, man, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole crazy kit and caboodle. Oh yeah, can I just read the headlines then? Because Dave's right. I did just forget. American-born Chinese trailer dropped. Equalizer 3 trailer dropped. White Men Can't Jump trailer dropped. Venture Brothers movie first look is out. And WWE issues new World Heavyweight Champion belt.
Yeah.
There you go. That's all the geek news and rumors you have for this week. Also, the Microsoft buying Activision got blocked by the UK government.
Snap. Damn. Well, all right.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today. I meant to add it to the news, but I didn't know how much people were care.
UK doesn't own Activision? All right.
I don't know why the UK was involved, but it seemed like the UK government was just like, it's not fair if they buy them because of cloud gaming. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening, but cool. They blocked it. So Microsoft is not going to be able to move forward with their decision to try and acquire Activision, which is kind of crazy because I feel
You
like
know why? You know why they won't let people do that no more? Because Disney turned around and fucked around and bought Fox.
Yeah.
And they will never let something like that happen again. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever again.
It's your fault, Disney.
Yeah.
Or the robot overlords that run you. That's it.
Which
We out.
which we praise.
Peace. Make my X-Men good.
Peace. Fuck Dan Harmon.